what differentiates the Soul of Yoga's 200-hour program from many others is the breadth of different yoga styles, lineages, philosophies that you get within one program. We really try to be as agnostic as possible with not presenting one lineage or sort of one idea within yoga around what is best. And we're trying to offer, an immense breadth of different things that you'll experience during the program. So if you're a student trying to figure out if this program is the right fit or not for you, there's a few things to consider. One question I'd ask you is, have you already found a type of yoga or a part of the many dimensions of yoga that is your personal practice? If you're a student that hasn't found really the thing that is your personal practice and lights you up yet, maybe you're a student who's heard kind of a calling or an inner know, you have an inner knowing around yoga that there's something more to it, but you haven't quite discovered exactly how that fits in with you, then this is a great program because it really carries so many different styles of yoga, so many different lineages, so many different philosophies. And we didn't try to make it easy for a 200-hour. We sort of ignored some of the advice of, well, it's got to be simple if it's 200-hour. We wanted to make it as meaningful and as broad as possible. So we incorporated many different lineages, many different styles, and many different philosophies, even to the point where it may be contradictory, where you might hear different things from different teachers, and you've got to discern yourself as the student what makes sense to you between those different philosophies that are presented. There's so many different options for 200-hour teacher training. There are probably hundreds in each major city in the United States, and there are also different lengths of 200-hour teacher training, where you can do some as quick immersions, where you do them like a trip to Bali in several weeks. Or there are others where, like ours, that may take longer to get through because they're more spread out over time. So another consideration that you might have about yoga teacher training is how much integration time do you want while yoga teacher training is going on? Another consideration is the length of time of the program and how much time you have for integration. If you only have a short amount of time, maybe you have a month off in your life where you can really dedicate your focus, then a program that's an immersion might be better for you. But if you've got the time, it's great to have a program like the Soul of Yogas where you have weekly portions of it, and then you have large sort of immersions that are every several months, but you've got lots of time in between to practice and integrate. Another consideration is the ethos of the program itself. So lots of programs have sort of a goal of making you a good yoga instructor. And there's nothing wrong with that. It prepares you to be a sort of a stage-based yoga teacher where you go into a classroom and teach for a lot of people. But it's not the ethos of our program, even though we do want to get you there if that's where you want to go. The ethos of the Soul of Yoga's 200-hour teacher training program is first about finding what part of yoga really lights you up and becomes your personal practice. And after you develop something that really actually works for you and you're loving, then teaching it becomes easy. So instead of becoming a good instructor first, it's about just honoring the practice for yourself, finding what works for you. And then after you have that dialed in, it's like sharing food. You prepare good food, you taste it, and you love it. That's the same thing with your yoga practice. Teaching will come naturally after you develop your own personal practice.